Good morning, Year 1, and welcome to the first of our Week 3 maths lessons. Today, we're going to be starting with halves and quarters, and there'll also be a follow-up activity on Doodle Maths for that. And then there's also a whiteboard or a piece of paper you're going to need to write your answers to the starter and to help yourself with the main part of the lesson. And you're also going to need to listen to a YouTube retelling of What the Ladybird Heard by Julia Donaldson, because today we're going to be looking at positional language in the context of seeing just what the ladybird heard, and I'm looking at the plan of the farm where the story's set. And you may want to print out a map of the farmyard from What the Ladybird Heard, which is also in a PDF and a Word format. Okay, so get everything ready and then we'll get started. Okay, Year 1, so to start the week, as usual, we've got halves and quarters of quantities. Now, I'm going to remind you what you need to do, but I'm not going to show you today. If you want to find half of a quantity, you need to split counters into two sections on your halves and quarters sheet. And if you want to find a quarter, you need to split the number of counters into 4 sections. So when you're ready, start the video again, and you can go through the answers. So pause now, and when you're ready, I'll go through the answers. Okay, so we're starting with quite a big number today, half of 14. Well, half of 14 is 2 sets of 7. The next one is a quarter of 12, so that's splitting it into all 4 sections, and that's 3. Quarter of 8, 2. Half of 10 is 5. A half of 16 is 8. And a quarter of 20 is 5. Half of 4, 2 in each section, 2. Quarter of 4, 1 in each section. And now turning it around, but it doesn't matter, we know that by now, so that's going to be a half of 18 is 9. A quarter of 24 is 6, so that's 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Half of 8 is 4, and a quarter of 16 is 4 as well. So half of what makes 3? Well, we need to put 3 in each section, so that's 6. A half of something makes 2, which is 4. A quarter of something makes 3, so we need to put 3 in each section. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. And then a quarter of something makes 1, and that's 1 in each section, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, well done, Year 1. Now, at this point, it would be good if you listen to the video, and the link is below on the maths page. And when you've listened to that, come back and we'll have a look at the map. Okay, so here is the map of the farmyard where the ladybird lived. So we've got a sheep at the top with a dog and with a pig in its mud. In the middle, we've got a duck and a duck pond. And then at the front, there's the prize cow, and there's the horse, and there's also a couple of barns. There's some more buildings at the top, and there's a kennel at the top. Now, what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be having a go at describing the location of various animals and objects by comparing them with each other using positional language. So let's have a look at the positional language we're going to use. So we've got above, below, left, right, top, middle, and bottom. And we've also got the names of the animals. Find prize cow, horse, duck, pig, dog, and sheep, because you're going to need that vocabulary to be able to do the next thing. So what I want you to do is point to an animal that's at the top of the farmyard. Pause the video each time, grown-ups, if it helps. Okay, brilliant. So at the top, you could have pointed to the sheep, you could have pointed to the dog, and you could have pointed to the pig. Okay, now I want you to point to an animal that's in the middle of the farmhouse, of the farmyard, the middle of the farmyard. I don't think the farmer would want it in the farmhouse. Okay, so that's got to be the duck in his duck pond. And now, this is where it gets a bit difficult. Point to the animal that is the bottom left of the farmyard. Brilliant. It's the prize cow, what all the fuss is being made about. And then I want you to think about, point to the animal that is to the right of the prize cow. Brilliant, that's the horse. Okay, so what you're going to be doing now is you're going to be identifying animals based upon those descriptions. So if we look at the next page, I'm going to read it through and then you and your grown-ups can do it. And that's all there is today to do for this lesson. Okay, so you've got the map of the farmyard, you've got the vocabulary again. And now what you need to do is read each one of these questions and say where, use either the vocabulary or the animal to say what's missing in each sentence. So we've already done the first one together. The pig, dog and sheep are at the, that's right, they're at the top of the farmyard. So you would write top on your whiteboard. So grown-ups, pause the video now, and when you're ready, start it again, and we'll go through the answers. Wow, you did really well with that, didn't you, year one? So the pig, the dog and the sheep are at the top of the farmyard. So we'd write top here. Or you might have number one, top. The duck is in the middle of the farm. The fine prize cow is to the left of the horse. The horse is to the right of the fine prize cow. The something is to the right of the dog. So what is to the right? That direction's to the right. So it's going to be the pig. The something is below the duck. Well, probably it's the horse. You could also say it's the fine prize cow if you wanted to, because that's also below. The something is to the left of the something. Now that's where it gets a bit more complicated, and grown-ups, for the most part, you'll have to decide what's right for there. And for the next three, that's the case as well. Because you could have, for example, the sheep is to the left of the dog, but you could also have the dog is to the left of the pig. You could have the prize cows to the left of the horse. You could have the horses to the left of the duck. You could have the horses to the left of the pig, etc., etc. So those are some of the permutations. So let's have a look at number 10. The fine prize cow's shed is to the of the farm. So where is it? It's here. So that makes it the left. And is it at the top or the bottom, or in the middle? It's at the bottom. Now, you find writing left bottom of the farm, but actually in English it would be better if we put those the other way around. We usually say bottom left. But for maths purpose today, it doesn't matter which way you wrote them around. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and there's another one along tomorrow.